Yo, what's going on, Sabbath fans? Here we are, Black Sabbath update time. And gotta say, this will be the last full-on Black Sabbath update show I'm doing. The Sabbath update's not going anywhere. It's just going to be part of the new format I'm going to go for. Basically, every time you see me, other than doing special one-off reviews, okay, which I'll still be doing, I'm going to try to do a once-a-week sort of magazine type of show. I'm going to cover everything. Sabbath will be part of that. So tune in to every episode. You'll still get your Sabbath news. All right. So we'll cover a couple of big stories, of course, the final shows. I don't really have anything new to tell you as far as info. In fact, I haven't even looked into it in a good couple of weeks now. But you get the gist, but I'll talk about it. I'll give you my opinion on it. And another couple of stories. One of them's kind of old news, but it kind of segs into the whole back to the beginning concerts that are coming up. So anyway, there's one other thing to talk about. We'll get to all that, a couple of official releases, a handful of bootlegs to talk about as far as releases go. And then we'll get to, finally, Anno Domini, all right? I already gave you my rundown of what I thought of the albums themselves. All four of those records I was new to, so at this point now, I got 16 songs that I think are the best of the Martin era. So we'll call it the Martin years. We had a Dio years compilation, whenever that was. Was that 2009 or so? Something like that, right? 2007. So this will be my version of what would have been the Martin years. An album I think they should have put out at some point, you know. I know the whole contract thing, they can't do anything, whatever, without certain approvals, all that good stuff. Well, forget that. It's happening anyway. The Martin years will be covered right here. And I just listened to it today as I was sketching out some notes for this episode. So anyway, let's just get started. And what I have here drinking tonight, yes, rare nighttime filming for me, so it's awkwardly bright in here. We got some vodka and orange juice. Not just any orange juice. My wife went and squeezed some fresh orange juice, which has been just great last couple days. Got a cheap juicer off Amazon for Christmas. It's like 13, 14 bucks. Works excellent, man. It's all you need to spend on a good juicer. Get your Tito's and OJ on. Oh, man. That's the way to go. All right. Bootleg titles. 5 Ozzy bootleg titles. Actually, a bunch more things have come out in the past 3 or 4 days. I'll just save them for the next time. I can't keep updating these notes. I got 10 pages in front of me, for God's sakes. All right, so let's get to these 5 Ozzy boot titles over the last couple months. 4 of them on the Shades label. Number 1, Helsinki, 1983, Jake's first show, 1 CDR. Finland, January 12th of 1980, audience recording 9 songs and 46 minutes on that one. Second title from Shades, Stockholm, 1983, Speak of the Devil Tour. It's another CDR from Sweden 2 days later. This will be January 14th of 83. Another audience tape. It's only 5 complete songs, 2 songs that are cut, total of 30 minutes on that. Again, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel with these releases lately. That's just how it feels. But I guess if you're a completist, man, hey, you're getting all these little shorties. Fill it up. August 1983, a 2 CDR product on Shades. Another audience recording. Georgia, Augusta Civic Center. Audience, but at least it is the full show this time. 80 plus minutes on that one. Phoenix, 1996, pre-FM broadcast, another Shades, 2 CDR. Finally, this one that was soundboard, saying upgrade, almost 2 hours on this, and a really killer set list. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, a couple other Sabbath classics in there. 5 post-classic era songs. I Just Want You, Perry Mason, a few others. I really like those song selections for the newer material. So this is a really cool title, Phoenix 1996. And not to be outdone, Zodiac has their own silver press version, so forget that Shades CDR. Live Broadcast Master is what they're calling the Zodiac version. So I don't know if there's a difference here at all, really, or not. But it's 2 CDs, again, like I said, silvers, same material, Plus you get some interviews. Joe Holmes on guitar, Robert Trujillo, however you pronounce that name, on bass. Mike Borden on drums, John Sinclair keyboards, the lineup for that Phoenix 96 show. That looks pretty good. I kind of want that one. One Black Sabbath title. Definitive California Jam, 1974, ABC Broadcast Master. It's a DVD-R on Shade's label. Upgrade, bonus footage of Don Kirshner's rock concert, 1975. So you're 48 minutes total on this show, or on this product. A nice full-size cover art, and it does look pretty cool. It's way cooler than the slimline CDs that, you know, mine are housed in, all right? This came with, I think my California Jam soundboard, reel-to-reel, all right? And I had it, you know, on tape or whatever prior to this. But there's my Cal Jam and my Don Kirshner's rock concert footage, same style, all right? I don't know what this was a bonus from. Oh, probably my Asbury Park CDs from years ago. So that would be a nice upgrade, getting that full-size DVD cover art at least. So as far as official releases go, a couple to talk about. Black Sabbath's The Eternal Idol. Vinyl album, Record Store Day exclusive coming up in April. They're only making 6,000 copies of this one. 140 gram, ruby red, translucent vinyl. Remastered from the original analog tapes. 1987 album, the first with vocalist Tony Martin. If you're a vinyl fan, here's your chance to complete your Tony Martin era collection without totally blowing out the bank for an old vintage copy, all right? After we got those 4 2024 Headless Cross through Forbidden releases on vinyl not too long ago, right? A couple months ago. Now, by the way, Record Store Day, April 12th. Looks like the best in years to me. I totally stopped paying attention to this thing. I mean, for one thing, I'm not a big vinyl fan, but I always looked at the list. There's only been 1 or 2 titles at best the last couple of years. This one looks really good. I'll start covering that as it gets closer. All right, the only other official release the last few months, really, from the band, Black Sabbath, The End, in Blu-ray 4K as a standalone. Previously released as a Blu-ray or DVD-CD combo, other various formats too, but as far as the video goes, it's supposed to look excellent. I only have this DVD CD combo pack here, so I don't even have a Blu-ray at all, so going for this eventually, kind of a must, right? Apparently the picture looks amazing. I haven't seen it yet myself. Reviews are great on that, much of it, and one problem would be this digipack style packaging, supposed to be kind of cheesy and cheap. Other than that, what are you going to do? You still got to go for it, right? All right, stuff I've been listening to. I already kind of went over this one bootleg I listened to. I haven't been listening to a lot of Sabbath, I got to admit. But anyway, you know, it goes in waves. My Master of Reality. Okay, here's my original 80s CD. Is it Warner Brothers, right? All right. You'll know what that looks like. So recently got, I guess a couple months ago now, but picked up a needle drop version of the Vertigo album, okay, on a CDR. That was $4. Why not check it out? That volume 4 is amazing. You know, needle drop from the original Vertigo. I was hoping this would be good too, or better, market improvement. It's not. It sounds exactly like this damn CD from the late 80s, mid to late 80s. So this is one that it really, I can't tell any difference. Even the volume levels are the same. So I guess that's a compliment to this CD too, you know. Pretty much mimicked original Vertigo vinyl album. That would be the only thing I have to weigh in on as far as bootlegs go with Sabbath. Now some other listening commercially. I haven't played any Sabbath, but I did pull out, and I did play this once when I got this a few years ago. Never really got back to it till this week. And this is a damn good one. This will be something for you guys who really know your shit. All right? The Norman Haynes Band. Who is Norman Haynes? Go ahead, I'm waiting. I want to know if you know. This dude had stuff to do with the earliest incarnations of Sabbath, all right? I don't know if he was ever really officially a manager or more just sort of like a Jim Simpson sort of partner. Norman Haynes formed the band Locomotive. They were sort of a jazzy, rock, sort of avant-garde band in the late 60s, And their second album had a song on it called Mr. Armageddon that was a little popular. But they really didn't go anywhere. This would be, once Norman Haynes left Locomotive, his only solo album that he would do. Den of Inequity from 1971. I got to tell you, this is a damn good... It's really hard to describe this record. It does have a lot of... it gets listed as a psychedelic album. It's more so a late 60s pop album to me. I hear a lot of Byrds, maybe even Buffalo Springfield, the earliest, sort of jangliest and poppiest Jefferson Airplane. But intertwined in all those songs that fit that sort of genre, lots of sort of guitar riffing going on. There's some songs that get funky, then they come back to rock. There's some songs that are piano driven, some rockers. It's really a little all over the place, but never for too long. There are a couple of longer jams, but man, this is a really kind of cool album. Yeah, I guess it fits the psych era. Iron Butterfly, all right, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, if you like that album. It's sort of along the lines of that, and the Byrds, like I mentioned. Really is a cool album. Now, what's the Sabbath relation? He was one of the songwriters of their earliest material. The song on here is When I Come Down, and of course Sabbath did their own version back in '69 called When I Came Down. So it was the second song Sabbath ever recorded. Norman Haynes wrote that song. So, and he also is rumored to be the piano player on The Rebel. All right, I don't know if that's official 100% anywhere, but just telling you about is this album by Norman Haynes. Pretty damn good stuff. It really is. And I'm not a big quote-unquote psych fan. I like it a little bit here and there. You don't need tons of psychedelic albums in your collection. I probably have 20 tops, out of thousands of albums. And it's just a really good one, man. Lots of guitar playing. The guitar player's not the best ever, but he gets an A for effort. He's jamming all over this thing, whether it's great or not, So it's kind of cool. And the songs are good. I just like this thing. A lot of bonus tracks. This is a Esoteric Records. Looks like a 2011 remaster. All right, Esoteric Records. So anyway, that's my one Sabbath-related listen, commercially available stuff from this past couple weeks. All right, on to some Sabbath news. 3 big stories to cover. Of course, the biggest, the upcoming final shows in July of 2025. Final Ozzy show or appearance, whatever you want to call it. Final Sabbath appearances. We'll get to that shortly. At first, cover a couple other newsworthy things. And the second one, like I said, segs into that final show news. So first off, the Birmingham Royal Ballet production of Black Sabbath is not only on sale for the previously announced U.S. shows at Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. That's June 4th to 8th. Surprisingly, 3 shows went on sale. The Chrysler Hall, Norfolk, Virginia. That kind of came out of nowhere. That will be with the Virginia Symphony Orchestra. 1 show Friday, May 30th. 2 shows Saturday, May 31st. All right. Tickets are still available through the venues themselves last I checked, although that's been a few weeks now. StubHub has tickets also. That's going to be a game time decision for me. I'm off that week. I kind of had some other plans already sketched out, but they kind of are getting messed up. So now I might be able to go after all. I don't know. The whole week's game time decision, I guess. So I'm 4 hours away from Washington, 6 hours from Virginia. So definite maybe on that one for me. That would be cool, What the hell? There's not much left, as you can see, with real Sabbath. All right, so I never weighed in on Ozzy's induction in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony, all right? Cleveland, October 19th, 2024. It was live on Disney Plus, all right, which I have, and I didn't even realize it was on there. Then it was on Hulu the next day. I was unaware of that. I have Hulu too. Totally unaware until I saw it on YouTube. Came across my feed in December, all right? So personally, I was totally shocked by Ozzy's condition. I was totally unaware he couldn't walk, which is very sad. However, I expected him to sing, and it was even sadder that he wasn't able to sing just sitting down, Now, Jack Black, I thought he did a great job, all right? considering that he's got to toe the line between this popular actor and metal fan, I think he kind of successfully did that and put his words together well, describing the awesomeness that is Ozzy, I thought. I think he's heavy metal's best vocalist of all time. The ability, no, not ability-wise. I'd give that to several other people over Ozzy, but the combination of his unique voice, awesome frontman skills, just plain cool factor, best metal singer in my opinion. And let's not forget that in his early days, his range was great, and his singing was really good too. You know, people think about him at the end there and stuff. It's just going to happen when you start to lose it at the end, when you're singing when you're 65, you know. But man, he was awesome, and he still is awesome, of course. But I thought Jack Black did a great job. The induction performance, his Ozness limited to just watching, thanking everyone, which, you know, I was glad to see him be able to do that. You could tell he really felt good getting that off his chest and thanking everyone for all their support. So, but my first thoughts with him not being able to sing while sitting down are, it's over. You know, it's just over. There'll be no final shows. They waited too long. They missed their window. You know, we got our asses kicked for 55 years, but it's over, Johnny. You know, it's over, Johnny Blade. You know, as far as the show itself, all right, no Ozzy, that's fine. But what the hell did we get? Uncle Fester on vocals and Lobster Roll. I'm sorry, Billy Idol. Man, I'm sorry. These guys, what do they have to do with Ozzy? You know, just nothing. They were horrible. I thought they were terrible, which is a damn shame because the music sounded outstanding. Chad Smith killed it on drums. Zach's guitar solo was great. The show aside, though, probably all of our takeaways were, number one, that we feel bad for Ozzy. Parkinson's, of course, simply sucks. He's basically disabled at this point. And like I said, that was completely news to me. Not even be able to sing while you're sitting down. That was really unexpected. The next thought after feeling bad for Ozzy was, it's over. There won't be any farewell concerts or anything. Which makes it insane that what happened next was Black Sabbath and Ozzy combining for this back to the beginning pair of final shows. All right, originally one show. Of course it was going to be two. Villa Park, Aston, Birmingham, okay? Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, Pantera, Alice in Chains, Gojira, whoever they are, Halestorm, Lamb of God, Mastodon. If that's not cool enough, they went and added Guns N' Roses, Tool, and Rival Sons. Special guests include Billy Corgan, Chad Smith, David Ellefson, Vernon Reid, Mike Borden, Tom Morello, and Jake E. Lee making some kind of appearance. Personally, when this first got announced, I thought about making a run at going to this show, okay? And then decided not to try. All right, not that it was possible anyway, as you know, with the ticket fiasco. But for me, the reason not to try to go to this concert, all right, not the announcement that Ozzy can no longer walk. Not the ambiguity about how long Ozzy or Sabbath were even going to play at this show, okay? Not the thousands of dollars I would have had to spend to get there. It was Sharon declaring Ozzy's voice is better than ever. Now, I might not have helped put a man on the moon, cured cancer, but I'm also not an idiot. And this goes back to 2015. When once again, I don't think she needed to say anything, but she went ahead and said it. All right, this was when she declared the End Tour stage show would be, quote unquote, pulling out all the stops on the stage show, all right? The tour, which was good, I saw 2 shows, all right? But they literally had no stage show. It was, if you call amps and instruments and lights and a video screen behind the band, that's only been basically mandatory at concerts for 40 years now. If you call that pulling out all the stops, all of a sudden Ozzy's 76-year-old voice sounds better than ever. Talk about smelling bullshit. It's like, you know, sometimes you step in bullshit. This was getting bullshit shoved in your face. All right? It was so obviously a load of crap. It actually made me say, you know what? I do not want to go to this show now, just personally, all right? And I'm not someone who went to the 2016 tour hoping for an awesome stage show. But don't say you're pulling out all the stops and then you literally do nothing. So I smelled bullshit from her, and I have to tell you, $3,000 plus Sharon's bullshit equals a no-go for me, basically, all right? Now, I just want to clarify one thing, though. I'm not a Sharon hater. No Sharon, no Ozzy solo career. Now, maybe he would have got on his feet eventually anyway, but it probably wouldn't have happened when it happened, and if it didn't happen exactly when it happened, it probably wouldn't have led to those first two awesome albums, and therefore, no matter what would have happened, it would have been something else, and it really couldn't have been any better than those first two albums. So I give Sharon all the credit in the world for getting Ozzy back on his feet. I'm not a Sharon hater, but you can't bullshit a bullshitter, I guess is what I'm trying to say, all right? Of course, after the fact, after all those tickets were sold, Ozzy comes out saying he's not planning on doing a full set with Black Sabbath. Bits and pieces, right? Just call it the bits and pieces show. Here's the thing. This was just presented totally wrong. I think even Sharon underestimated how popular this whole show would be. And what I mean by that is, this is a kick-ass festival. It could have been labeled as such from the get-go. Black Sabbath, the final tribute festival. Or, Black Sabbath, do say die, or something. I don't know. List the bands that are playing there with the tag at the bottom with appearances by Ozzy, Tony, Geezer, Bill, Meaning you don't know if they're playing, they're just going to be waving from the audience. Appearances. It's pretty vague, pretty open, because it's such a damn solid lineup, right? That it still would have sold out. And you're not misleading anyone, that's the thing. Because it's supposed to be a final thank you. And now it's become a final F you in a lot of ways, right? And that's just sad, man. It's really just a damn shame. First of all, that they waited too long to do a final whatever in the first place. Almost a decade now they've been screwing around with this notion. And they still managed to screw it up with a decade to think about it. I'm not saying I should have gone for this. It's such a great lineup, though. Whatever scraps of Sabbath you get to lick up off the floor, us non-attendees, or you're going to get that over us people not going. All right. So to anyone who's going, I sincerely hope you have a great time. And how can you not? It's going to be fantastic. It's just a shame that it just really got, labeled as something that it's not, Because really, like I said, it just could have been a great... Here's the perfect name. Have a little sense of humor. Stop taking everything so damn seriously and just call it Black Sabbath's Electric Funeral. Boom, all right? I'm sure someone's come up with that moniker. If they have, I swear, Scout's honor, I didn't steal it from them. Me and my cousin were talking about this, all right? I said they should have just called it the Electric Funeral. Would have been perfect, all right? A little tongue-in-cheek. What do you call them? Living celebration of life, living funeral, right? I got one final thing to say about these shows. Now, the reason I'm wearing this Philly shirt is on purpose, all right? I always usually wear a Sabbath shirt. So, all right. So, this shirt is from going to the final game at Veterans Stadium, Philadelphia. September 28th, I think, 2003. They gave these out at this final game, all right? And they had a closing ceremony that was just amazing. It was really cool. A very classy homage to every team, win or lose, that played between 71 and 2003 at the Vet. One by one, each year's representative, at least one, or a handful of players from each team came across the field. And what was really cool was there was no announcement. And that was done on purpose. They just brought them out with a flag of the year that they played with the team out in front of them. And it was kind of cool. It was just really cool. And the right way to go out, And my idea, my suggestion, and I know no one's listening, I know there's no way this is going to happen. But that's what makes it even more fun to talk about, because we know what's coming. basically an Ozfest without Ozzy playing, or Sabbath playing. If I was going to this show, that's what I would assume. You're not going to hear any music from either of those guys. And if you do, it's just a bonus. That's the only way you can go to the show and come away happy, really. Expect nothing from them. And whatever scraps you get, just a plus. Anyway, my idea would be to bring every single person that's ever been in Sabbath or Ozzy's solo bands and have your house bands just jamming out some instrumentals, a medley of instrumentals. Bring them out one by one across the stage, one at a time. Walk out, wave for 5 seconds, walk away, all right? Video screens can put their name and face up there with some vintage video, Each guy's getting 20-second acknowledgement up on the stage. By the time he walks up to the front of the stage, waves, turns around, it's 20 seconds each. I don't know. Just do something like that. Pay them $500 and their airfare and Holiday Inn for the night or something. I don't know. But that would be the way to do it. And this is supposed to be their final shows, man. It shouldn't be about ego and it shouldn't be about bullshit. It should be about celebrating all these decades of metal madness, All right, so anyway, that's all. Just wanted to get that out there. That would be just awesome, but it's not going to happen. So, all right, lastly and finally, let's close out this last all Black Sabbath update show. I'm telling you, teasing you for months about my Anno Domini, basically my Martin Year's greatest hits based off of these 4 albums in here. All 4 of these were new to me, other than a couple of songs heard here and there, mostly on concert videos that I had from the era. And I just got to listen to this today, so talk about it a little bit, as we go down the list. I'll give you my Martin Years, but if I remember, I'll try to make a playlist of this 16 songs and attach it down below. I don't put music online, so it could disappear without warning, or some of the songs might drop off one by one. So if you're going to check it out kind of soon. I do pay a lot of attention when I'm assembling comps like this, or my own versions of albums, what have you. I really think these 16 songs, it's 14 songs, 2 of them are really sort of intros, really kind of flow well. I pay attention to that, spreading out the different tempos of songs among the 15, 16 songs, spreading out the songs from different albums, so it's always a mix. So check this out, my favorite songs. But quickly, I'll just go down what my favorite albums are from this one. My least favorite from the Martin era, and I had this one going back about 15 years ago. It would be The Eternal Idol. Is it really not that good? No, it's good. But I only think there's like 2 great songs on this thing. And what I thought probably did more of an injustice to the regular album was this deluxe version, where you get this Ray Gillen version of the album, but it's essentially demos, And the demos sound better than the regular album to me. And I would go from 2 great songs to 4 or 5 great songs based on the demos. But if I have to just rank the regular album, I really think that album is good. And it's good all the way through, I'll say that much. There's nothing on there that isn't at least okay or good. There's only 2 great ones, and it's just a little bland for me. And like I said, those demos really make it obvious that they stripped a lot of the ideas away to make a sort of generic album out of it. Now, all 5 of these are all in the same ballpark to me. But if I have to go with number 4, be cross purposes, probably would have been my least favorite not too long ago, but it's starting to grow on me a little bit. Again, inconsistent songwriting. I think there's 3 really great songs on here. Really good or great ones, okay? So that's going to be a theme here. Inconsistent songwriting. Or consistently okay to good. That's kind of where I think this whole era is. Headless Cross for me's 3rd. Going for a little commercial appeal here too, but it's obvious on a few tracks, but there's still some great ones in here. Overall, it's a pretty good album. Forbidden for me is number 2. Probably the least safe album, where they were taking some chances and doing some different things. And when it's good, it's excellent, It is inconsistent once again, but I think there's at least 3 great tracks here, maybe 4 or 5, all right? Some very average tracks I don't like at all. So my favorite is Tear from 1990. most consistently, I would say very good. I don't think there's anything on this album that's just okay. Maybe one or two. Very good, generally speaking, with Tear. And I have 4 songs from this one that made my top 16 list. So let's go down it right now. I'd start this album out with The Gates of Hell, leading to the title track from Headless Cross. I think it's the best song they ever did with Tony Martin. So why not start this thing out with a great one, all right? You're trying to reel in those people that turned their back on Sabbath, like me, when Seventh Star came out. All right, this would win me back. This is a great song. Next, we'll go into the title track from Forbidden, off this Tony Iommi remix from 2024. And then Anno Mundi from Tear, kind of a slow and heavy one after a couple of real good, solid mid-tempo to upbeat heavy ones to start. Anno Mundi is 4th. 5th from Cross Purposes, up-tempo here all the way. Eyewitness, great one. Black Moon from Headless Cross, kind of this choppy mid-tempo thing. The guitar is there and then it's gone. Nice background fill with the keyboard by Jeff Nichols. So Black Moon's the 6th song in. 7th, I got Jerusalem from Tear. Solid, good, sort of blend of heavy guitars and keyboard. Nice moving track. I love this song. Illusion of Power from Forbidden. Man, I love this tune. I know, it's got that little rap part. That rap part's like 20 seconds, man. It's a 5-minute song. Overall, the song's great. And the rapping's just so quick. Martin's kind of rapping the whole damn song himself. I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much. And I like the song. I really like the da-na-na-na-na. Kind of reminds me of Psycho Man, you know, the song from Reunion. Has that same down, 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 down. I love that part. And Forbidden has the same sort of, or Illusion of Power has the same sort of chorus part. Psychophobia from Cross Purposes. Choppy, offbeat, but heavy. The 3 songs from Cross Purposes are all kind of funky and a little offbeat. But they're great songs. Psychophobia is 9th. Number 10, Ancient Warrior from Eternal Idol. No denying this one. Really good song. Great hook there from Iommi. Get a Grip would be next for me from Forbidden. Excellent hard rocker. Total headbang and stuff there. Devil and Daughter from Headless Cross. This song kind of reminds me of a lot of Tear, okay? It's not the heaviest thing ever, but it's heavy enough. Does have some keyboard back in there too, but overall really good song, okay? Immaculate Deception, another one from Cross Purposes, another one of those funky, choppy, offbeat rhythms. All right, I love that the chorus gets like 4 times faster than the verses. Really packs a punch and good one. Odin's Court from Tear, this sort of Sign of the Southern Cross-like song, which kind of serves as an intro to Valhalla from Tear. Straight ahead metal on that one. Like a lot of Tear. It's kind of, the rhythms are kind of basic, but they're good basic. I really like them. The rock and headbang and stuff. You got some keyboard in there too, like a lot of Tear and Headless Cross does. Solidly very good effort, or song with Valhalla. Okay, it may not be awesome, but I like it a lot. And finally, we end strong. We started strong with Headless Cross. We'll end strong too with The Shining from Eternal Idol. Undeniably great one. There's my 71-minute, the Martin years, my favorite 16 songs. All right. And I'll try to remember to do a playlist and leave it down below. I'm great at forgetting those links, but let's see. Let me get back to some OJ, fresh squeezed OJ and Tito's. And guys, that's going to do it. Check out the next show. It's going to be cover everything, all right? We'll get to some latest bootlegs released by Sabbath too, the last week or so at that point. Hopefully by the weekend, you'll be seeing that one. Guys, man, if you're going to that Sabbath show, good for you. I want a full report, all right? I'm hoping that some video sneaks out on that, like some pro shot stuff, all right? But, hey, man, if you're going, God bless you. God bless Ozzy Osbourne and Sabbath forever, all right? You know it. This Philly shirt off my ass. Some Sabbath on the TV. Oh, by the way, I'm looking forward to watching The End, which I haven't seen in a while. Maybe get that 4K version. And also, I haven't watched this in a while. I haven't watched this in probably 2 years at least, maybe 3, 4. I'm trying to remember. But I like this one better probably just because it's got some material from 13, all right? The End, it's just all the old stuff. So I'd like having at least the 3 or 4 newer songs in on gathered in their masses. All right, that'll be a next one getting queued up from me from Sabbath. All right, everyone, take care. See you next time. Peace.